I would now like to welcome Andy Biar and Andrew Bueno and their project Peak. Andy and Andrew are both BCSA students. One, Andy Biar is a Bachelor of Computer Science and Music student, and Andrew Bueno is a Bachelor of Computer Science and Art student. Both are seniors. And their project Peak is a system for augmented reality graffiti, which is an application for mobile devices that allows a user to view virtual performers situated into real physical spaces. The application turns the city into a treasure trove of unexpected Easter eggs.
All right, well, you got the gist of that. We need to introduce ourselves. So, Peak. Peak is an application for mobile devices that allows you to basically place augmented reality fiducials anywhere you like within real, not virtual, real space. Normally, fiducials are required to be sort of distinct patterns, but we managed to make it so that you could use any sort of distinctive-looking object. And this would allow us to overlay said object using the app with performative graffiti. Such graffiti was recorded using the RGBD toolkit. RGBD has been getting a lot of press lately. It's a really cool tool set. If you haven't checked it out, I recommend you do so. It basically allows you to combine the depth data from Connect with the high-quality image of a DSLR camera, and then edit it like you would a normal video. So what we did was we went into Unity and combined this RGBD with Qualcomm's Vuforia Augmented Reality Toolkit, and we used RGBD to output a series of hue, saturation, brightness images that we then used a shader, sort of borrowed and modified from Aaron Coblin's project shown here, to output the 3D images that you would actually see in the real world space. The grant paid for our testing equipment, a Samsung Galaxy Tab 2 tablet, so thank you very much, Go On and the Studio for Creative Inquiry. Couldn't have happened without you because we are poor. At this point, we'd like to go sort of all the way back to that original link and show off a few of the things that we did. Okay, cool. So we have a few high-resolution GIFs of things in action. So this was taken in the Cathedral of Learning down in University of Pittsburgh. Shows our friend Will Weiner walking on the letters there of the elevator sign. We were really interested in sort of starting out by making these small, whimsical sort of happenings in the vein of those old performance art happenings. And I also wanted to show that this could work at multiple scales, both very close up and from farther away. So here we have a stained glass window also in the Cathedral Warning, showing off another friend of ours sort of worshipping the stained glass window. We just like the joke of him being in the Cathedral Warning again, even though it's not really even a religious building per se. And also sort of hint at the more political or more controversial uses of the tool. Being able to hide things in plain sight to make sort of interesting statements was definitely one that we hope users would explore.
Yeah, and then the nature of the Vuforia augmented reality toolkit, as Andrew was saying earlier, allowed us to sort of tag several non-traditional surfaces, including this pile of leaves. And so we wanted to explore the ephemeral nature of the project, where we recorded this performance and installed it on this pile of leaves, only to be visible to whoever passed by using this tablet for about 20 minutes until the leaves blew away and the app would no longer recognize the leaves as a fiducial to produce the performance. And finally, this was actually the first piece we did, but we think it really captures the essence of the project. There's a sign on Forbes that says "Your Art Here," inviting people to submit proposals to Carnegie Mellon to put art in the space, and we sort of subverted the entire institution there and encouraged people to discover their own identities as performers in the space. And so we just put a sign on top of it that says "You Are Art Here," allowing people to sort of become creative actors in their own familiar everyday spaces. And we got some press in last January, which was very exciting. So this was my favorite headline, the student app that turns Pittsburgh into an augmented reality playground. was quite nice. Consumer Lab, and then we were listed on Graffiti and Augmented Reality Technologies, which was cool. And looking to the future, we had several artists contact us about collaborating and what the future might hold for Peak. And the number one limitation is that because of the way that the shader works, rendering a new point cloud every 30, 60 times a second, we can really only render about 5 seconds on an Android device at a time before we run out of RAM, because it's just like constantly just throwing stuff at this shader. So I've spoken with James George, and we think there might be a day where an alternative method of 3D rendering is in place, more optimized to the 3D cloud nature of using Connect and RGBD together, and doing so would allow some cooler projects like having an augmented reality play forever existing in space, or using an augmented reality virtual tour guide using this pretty low cost framework. Thank you.